Episode 52. Oh. Come Christmas time, if you're still with us, we'll perhaps get you a spare Mars bar or something as a bonus.
Are you talking to Marvin?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I can't wait for fucking the world to open up and just a big OTT party.
Definitely. When we got the cash flow, we'll invite Marvin over and we'll host him, split him in a room for a couple of days. Like I did with G when she was working with me. That'd be cool, wouldn't
it? Big OTT party. All of our clients, people on
all the people we care about, and Marvin.
And Marvin. People on the email list will fucking, I will charge him a nominal 300 quid or something, give him a couple of, no, more than 300, $1,000 at least.
Anyway, come on, let's get on with this fucking shit thing we're doing.
I thought we'd started.
Oh, have we? Yeah. Oh, okay, in which case then? All right, no, right, Marvin, we've started. I reckon the listener wouldn't know who the fuck Marvin is. Marvin's actually Holly. Holly's transsexual. She's a trans man.
People must know who Marvin is. We talk about Marvin at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah, but I don't know whether he posts it or not. He might cut it off.
Well, listen.
I'm not listening to my own fucking podcast. You think I am?
I don't know if you're like this, John, but does the sound of your own voice just not feel right?
No. The sound of my own voice gives me a fucking hard one, actually.
Of course.
Of course it fucking does. No, seriously, I'm not one of these people who hates the sound of my own voice. I don't have any reaction to it at all. But I tell you what I've never done. I haven't listened to a single episode of the podcast. I've not listened to any of my teleseminars I've done, and I've done 70 or 80 of them for the old inner circle. I've not listened to more than 10 minutes of any of my DVDs. So my events. So I've probably got scores, if not hundreds of hours of recorded material, video and audio. And I bet I've not listened or watched more than 2 hours of it in total, ever. Because I just don't. I mean, it's just not like I sometimes watch the odd snips that Holly posts on LinkedIn. And I was particularly impressed with that one we posted and tagged Ant in. That was a good one. It made a lot of sense, which is amazing because I make the fucker up as I go along, you know. But seriously, I don't know. It's I know some people hate the sound of their own voice. It ain't like that. It's just I've got better things to do than listen to what I already know. Because that's what I'm doing. And I'm not interested in, I'm going to listen to my own delivery and see if I can measure my delivery better and put some embedded commands. So if you are going to buy now from us, I'm not doing that kind of people who fucking do these NLP twats. You know what makes me laugh about these fucking wankers? They will put these ads on Facebook, right? And they'll have these long copy sales ads and it's saying how you can compel people to do anything and get people to do your bidding, persuade, you can basically they're offering you the fucking keys to life, the universe and everything. You can persuade anyone to do fucking anything. And then right, they're selling this fucking shitty ebook for $9. Well, there's a few things wrong with that. One is, if you could actually fucking do that, if you could compel people to buy your shit, I'd be going, see this pen? This pen is worth £1 million. Buy it now. And they'd be buying the fucking thing. Yeah? You would not be selling $9 fucking ebooks on fucking Facebook. You wouldn't need to do lead generation. You just walk up to some twat in the street and say, give me your money. Yeah? If you could compel people, well, you fucking can't. That's the first thing. The second thing, right, is why is it, if these people can compel you to buy this shit, why haven't I bought any of it? I'm reading it and laughing at them.
What's just gone on?
I don't know.
What the fuck happened, Johnny? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's not time for the 1 minute hate.
I don't care.
What was it? That was 20 seconds of turmoil.
That wasn't a 1 minute hate. That's a kind of a 20 second grunt. NLP people. Honestly, they're doing my fucking head in. They are just lying. Well, they believe. I'm sure they believe it. Surely it must be obvious. Surely evidence tells them, you're talking bollocks. It isn't working because if it was, you'd be mega rich and not selling shitty fucking ebooks. The best success of NLP is in selling NLP courses.
Yes. Yeah.
People are already bought into it. People are already predisposed to believe that nonsense. It's like hypnosis. And I've been through a couple of hypnosis sessions, not because I went to a hypnotist, but because it was part of the work I was doing. And I was writing for a health retreat, and I went to the health retreat to experience it. I had a couple of hypnosis sessions. It was just bollocks. It just shit. It just did not work at all. I didn't go into an altered state. In fact, the only altered state I needed was I needed a piss. And you know that kind of elevates your heart rate and you're starting to sweat a little bit. Yeah, I needed a fucking piss. That's what hypnosis did for me. Filled my fucking bladder.
I know a couple of people that have gone to hypnosis sessions, and one of them was there to eat less. They are still large. And the other one was to stop smoking. And funnily enough, they stopped smoking once they got diagnosed with cancer. Both of them claimed it worked.
I mean, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that hypnosis, when people are in hypnotic states, is they're going along with it willingly because they don't want to. It's a little bit like they don't have. It's like if they stand up and say it didn't work, that'd be embarrassing for them, and they'd be embarrassing the other person who's given the hypnosis treatment or the stage hypnotist. So it's almost like they're going along with it to save everybody's embarrassment. And of course, I don't suffer from that. I was trying to go, no, it's not work, it's a load of shit, mate.
Yeah, well, if anyone watches this, so anyway, they could gather you don't give a fuck by the t-shirt you're wearing. I love taking the piss out of your clobber.
I think that mate was unnecessarily fucking harsh and cutting. It really was. I mean, I was about to mention the fact you're wearing a matching hat and top, and you think you look like the fucking milk tray man, but you don't.
John, it gets.
You look
worse.
like a fucking chav with a shitty fucking hat and t-shirt.
John,
long sleeve shirt.
It gets worse.
Do tell. Matching trousers and underpants. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Shorts.
You really do think you are
socks and shoes.
If they're shorts, what's on your legs? You got tights on.
Yeah, I'm going running after this.
Oh man! Oh fuck it! If you're listening to this and you're watching it, I am now looking at Connor wearing fucking tights.
Called,
I
believe
God.
They're called running leggings.
No, they're tights.
I don't like running in trousers. Yeah,
Connor.
I only like running in shorts, but my knees get cold, so I needed something. John, I am embarrassed. I can see you're sending a message in an absolute frantic fury.
I'm just noting. I'm noting this for the description. Today we discover Bunham wears fucking tights. There's no other word for it, man. They're tights. They are just a step up. Look, the only difference between your tights and a pair of stockings is gusset, mate.
You're not wrong.
You are a gusset away from wearing stockings.
I'm there with you, John. Trust me, I don't think I look good, but I am this committed.
You don't.
To getting fit. I am willing to wear tights to make me go running. Yeah, I'm this committed. I am committed. I don't think I look good. Trust me, I'm laughing at myself. Especially the fact I'm a walking, talking Nike advert right now. But hey, it feels great against my bollocks.
Sorry, I just cannot take you seriously anymore.
I'm going to put my hair up into a man bun, and then I'll be your biggest.
I'll tell you what you wearing tights is almost the worst thing I've ever seen. The very worst thing I ever saw was some extremely weedy-looking bloke in Soho with those kind of just over ankle-length trousers on and an ankle chain.
Why does that infuriate you so much?
It didn't infuriate me. It just fucking. It wasn't just that. That was the epitome of whatever it was. But he was just everything about him, from the top of his man bun right down to the fucking ankle bit, was just oozing weakness. Oozing fucking weakness and You can imagine him being some kind of fucking socialist worker supporter, you know, pissing and moaning because he's spent all his fucking student loan on fucking whatever it is they fucking spend their student loan on, and then complaining because he's got to pay it back. Probably fucking did gender studies or something, you know.
Next time I see
I don't know where this shit comes from. Really,
yeah, me neither. Next time I see you, I'm going to have my hair up in a man.
You are not wearing anything like that to one of our business dudes. No way. If you turn up like that, I'm going to throw you out. Say, security, I don't know who this man is. Throw this man out.
The thing is, they'll be like, who's this strange man shouting at me? We ain't seen him, because I'd be the one liaising with the cunts. And I'd be like, get rid of that heckler. I don't know what he's doing on the stage. Yeah, you're my fucking PA, you can. This is Tarquin, my PA. Then I pull out the deed of the company. Shit, I got half the shares, cunt.
Half for nothing is not worth much.
Anyway,
we need to get a move on, because I've got to finish this in not very long.
Okay,
30 minutes.
Can I make the transition I was going to make? The segue even. So, yeah, I'm 99% of the way there to being the epitome of the millennial cunts that you hate, the 1% being the ankle chain.
Was terrible. That was fucking terrible. That really was.
Oh, I'm chatting shit. Crack on. Tell them what you want to talk about.
Right, 99% of tradesmen are missing something from their business. And it's actually personal to what Connor was saying about losing weight and getting fit. It's like they lack a plan. So seriously, I mean, of any kind. And most people don't have any plans at all. I mean, like, what people actually have is a goal. They'll say they have a goal, but they don't. They'll say they have a goal, but a goal without a plan to get there is actually just a wish.
Yep.
So we'll speak to guys, say on triages or even on sales calls or just general chit chat, you know, on LinkedIn and stuff. And they'll say, as it's going back and forth, they'll say, oh, yeah, we'd like to. We've got a plan. We'd like to be doing $1 million next year, you know, in turnover. What about profit? Yeah, we'd like to be doing, 20% profit. Sake of argument. Well, what's your plan? Well, that's the point. That's what we're talking to you about. Okay, so you don't actually have a plan. You have a vague wish of where you'd like to be in turnover. You've not really thought about profit at all, and you don't even have a plan. And then to make it even worse, because that would be okay up to that point if they then said, and we want you to help us do the plan. But when they find out how much it's going to cost them in terms of work and money to create that plan that may be worth 200K to them, they don't want to do it. So they go away with this vague, nebulous wish. You know, I want to be a millionaire. Ooh, airy fairy, floaty arms. You know, so they don't have a plan of any kind. And I mean, it's a real cliche. People saying if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. And there's a lot of truth in that, because, it's really important people understand this. And let's use the analogy of, say, a ship leaving harbour. When a ship leaves harbour to go to another harbour, because that's what ships do. Ships don't just aimlessly sail around. Ships go from one point to another. Now, the captain of the ship has a plan. He knows where he's going, and he knows roughly how to get there. He knows the direction to take. Helping him along the way, he's got the helmsman, he's got the navigator, and he's got the whole fucking crew of the boat to help him get there. And of course, the boat will not go in a straight line. It might detour a little bit. It might go one way or the other because of the weather. It might stop off from time to time. In the olden days, it would have stopped to restock with water and stuff. But he knows where he's going, and he has a plan to get there. What he didn't do, what they don't do, is just set sail and think, wherever we fetch up, wherever we end up, that's great. Because, if you look at it, if you take a landing point at random on any coastline, there are almost infinitely more dangerous places you will fetch up on than safe ones. There are very few safe harbours, and we've made most of them. They're man-made. The chances of fetching up on a safe harbour by accident are so low as to be effectively zero. Same with an aeroplane. Aeroplane flies from, say, Gatwick to Miami. It goes from one airport with a runway to another tiny little strip of concrete, thousands of miles apart. But they have a plan to get there, and they know how to get there. They have a plan, they execute the plan. But don't just take off and say, well, when we run out of fuel, we'll see where we are and put do that. Well, they do, and then it's called a crash. But why do people treat their business any different? We've got a destination in mind. We've got no idea how to get there. Got no plan. We'll just see what happens, and that's what they do. And guess what happens? They end up crashing and burning. They end up fetching upon this metaphorical rocky shoreline. They don't have a plan of any kind. They don't even have a plan for their days. They just don't have a plan for their days. And coming on from there, the second thing is the very worst goals they can pin their hopes on. So I want to be a millionaire. I want a big house. I want a Bentley. I want 50 people working for me. All right. I want the big contracts. The thing these goals all have in common, is this, and it's one of the most pernicious things in life, because they'll see it everywhere, and that is they're all goals they don't control. You don't control whom you get as a client. You don't control the size of the contracts you get. You don't control the kind of clients you get. You don't control. Let's get very clear. I just want to interrupt myself there. You do control the kind of clients you accept, but you don't control the kind of clients who come to you. You influence it, but you don't control it. Mm-hmm. Yeah? You don't control how much money you've got. You might think you do, but you don't. Because if you go to, I think it might have been Zimbabwe, a couple of 3 decades ago.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Well, what happened was some bloke owned a load of casinos, and someone else wanted to buy them from him, and he wasn't going to sell. So the bloke who wanted to buy them spoke to his mate in government, who nationalised all the casinos, basically took them into government control, and then sold them to this bloke who wanted to buy them. So that can happen to you. The government can confiscate your money, can confiscate your property, and give it to someone else, sell it to someone else. But they privatised or nationalised the railways. I beg pardon, they nationalised the railways. There are still people who want to nationalise the railways again. People nationalised all kinds of industries. They sold many of them back again under the Tories, probably a bit before your time, Connor, Margaret Thatcher and stuff. But if it went one, it's been nationalised once, it can be nationalised again. So governments can effectively do anything they like. In fact, it is enshrined in English law. The overriding interest is the government's interest of the day. So there's no such thing as the constitution. There's no English constitution. There's no Republican constitution. It's not a republic. So the government can effectively do anything they like. And it's even worse now because you're not in Europe. So there's no Charter of Human Rights. Whatever you think about the Human Rights Act, good or bad, I don't think it's got a lot of shit in it. The fact is the government in the UK can pretty much do what it likes because that's what the law says it can do. So you could lose your fortune. You don't control anything. You could die tomorrow. Then you're definitely not going to reach your goals unless your goal is to die tomorrow, of course. So all these external goals, big house, big car, loads of money, beautiful wife, even seeing your kids graduate from university, because your kids might die too. You can't control that either. All these goals are predicated on external events. If you pin your hopes and you rest your satisfaction, your sense of self-worth, all those things, if you rest your happiness, you predicate your happiness on these things, there's a very good chance you ain't going to be very happy. Now, I see people on LinkedIn going about, I want to be rich. People who say money's not important have either not got any or they've got so much it ceases to be unimportant because they have so much. And anyone who says any different, they're either poor or rich. Well, that's a false dichotomy because there are people like you and me who say, yeah, money's great to have, but it's a preferred indifferent. It's better to have it than not. But if I haven't got it, I'm still going to be happy anyway. That's me. They come out with this bullshit false dichotomy. Well, that's because I don't rest my happiness. I don't have goals that I don't control. And my goals are all in my control. And so essentially, I'm going to do my best at everything I do. That's it. My results are preferred indifference. My good results are preferred indifference. Prefer to get good results, but if I don't, I'll get what I get. And it all rests on me then.
Yeah, and that's why they are the best goals to have. And on the contrary, the worst goals to pin your hopes on are the goals that you don't control.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Oh, and the thing is, most people get that wrong. Most people, if you were to go around 100 men and women and ask them what their goals were, I suspect probably 90 wouldn't have any at all. They'd probably come out with some vague wish like, I want to be happy. which isn't really, I mean, it is a goal, but the way they state it is not a goal, it's just a vague wish. And of the 10 who did have a goal, I would guarantee that of that 10, 9 of them would have a goal they don't control, such as being rich, being famous, being the biggest plumber in fucking Pimlico, getting a lead part in a major film, that kind of thing. They are goals you don't control. By all means, strive for them, but don't rest your happiness on them. And please don't tell me that it's entirely within your control, because it isn't. Whether or not you reach your goal is not within your control.
Yeah, destiny.
Not if you've got external goals. Destiny
and fate, they're completely outside of your control, and they don't exist, to be perfectly honest. So it's far better to. But we have to be honest, it's hard to come round to this way of thinking, and it takes time. We see it in our foundations group.
And effort.
There's a moment, a lot of effort. There's a moment it clicks for people, and it's like the weight of the world just goes. And they then become, I'm going to say the word you hate, laser focused with their work. And it's just all about what can I do today to move me that one step closer. And their goals largely become, over the course of the year, I want to perform this one action several hundred times, because ultimately they've looked at their numbers, they've looked at their figures, and they've realized if they make this action that they control, with the numbers remaining consistent, it should churn out X amount of profit. However, they're not pinning their hopes, their goals on the profit. They're almost reverse engineering it.
Yeah. I mean, to use an analogy, I think it's a good one. I use it a lot, the Fit Pro, because everyone understands that everyone's been on a diet or knows someone else who has. Now, I was 52 when I got my six-pack for the first time, and I've maintained it for the last 4 or 5 years. And all I do is I've got a simple set of rules. I've got workout 4 or 5 days a week, depending on what routine I'm doing. Eat fewer calories than I expend, and keep my protein high to preserve or build muscle. And that's pretty much it. Well, if I do the actions which are required to make those 3 things happen, so I do the workout, I do the exercise to burn the calories, and I exercise restraint to the amount I eat, and then I make sure what I do is high in protein. Very simple actions which are absolutely within my control. I control whether I work out. I control whether I eat too much or too little. I control if I exercise. I control all of those things. I know if I do that over a period of time, biology and physics and chemistry will dictate, the laws of the universe, physics, science will dictate I lose fat and get my six-pack. And guess what? That's what happens. So all these people who focus on, I need the six-pack, I need the six-pack, they're wasting their time, because what's that important are the actions. And I also, I just know if I do that every day, it will work. You don't get a six-pack in a week. You don't get fat in a week. But if you carry out those actions every single day, actions will take you the direction you want to go to. It's just like walking along a path. Take enough steps, you can travel any distance.
Yeah.
And we all know how to walk.
Yeah.
Except Stephen Hawking, of course.
It's...
So, I mean, it's a guaranteed foolproof daily plan for anyone out there. So, we imagine you've got your goal, and you've decided it's a goal you want to reach, and you say to yourself, okay, I want to make, I want a business of a certain size. I want to be making 100K profit by the end of the year. Now that's a goal you can set reasonably, but just don't pin your hopes on it. Don't base your sense of self-worth and happiness on it. Just have it as a goal, as a preferred indifferent. Next thing to ask yourself is, okay, what do I need to do to get that? And if you know your numbers, you should know, okay, each job is worth, say each job I make £1,000. So I know to make that 100K, I need to do 100 jobs in a year. That's what I need to do. Wow. Well, that already is easier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you've not got this humongous fucking monolithic goal. You think, oh, how am I going to do that? It's, 100 jobs is just, in terms of profit, it's only 100 jobs. It's only 100 fucking bathrooms. Or in the case of our client, it's only 25 bathrooms. It's about 25 bathrooms. Well, that's one every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to fit a bathroom for 7K every 4 weeks, every 2 weeks. Okay. Well, I know that out of every 5 people who ask me about bathrooms, one of them buys. So I need to speak to 10 people every fortnight.
Yeah.
Well, that suddenly becomes very easy. How do I speak to those people? Well, again, I know that if I do this many posts on LinkedIn and request or send this many flyers around this area or put these many ads on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, whatever, I get these inquiries, others inquiries, I speak to this many people, speak to that many people, this many convert. I only need 100 of them. So 2 a week, beg your pardon. No, I said 25, no, it's one every 2 weeks.
25, yeah.
I need one every 2 weeks. I only need to speak to 5 people for 2 weeks. You know? So all of a sudden, my 100K problem was boiled down to, I need to run this many ads.
Yeah. And
how much does that cost? Oh, that costs 100 quid. So I need to spend 100 quid every 2 weeks to get this many calls, to get this many people in my showroom, to sell this many bathrooms, to make my 100K profit. How do I get that to happen every day? Well, it's easy. Every day, let's break it down to the day. Because the smallest unit of our work, we'll say, is the day. Okay? You might have an hour to spend on your business. You might have 2 hours. You might have all day to spend on, depending on whether you're on the tools or not. Here's what is a guaranteed foolproof daily plan for anyone to make that 100K as a plumber. Bearing in mind you're selling a bathroom, making 4K in the bathroom. So you need to sell 25 bathrooms a year, one every 2 weeks. Yeah, and you've got a system in place for doing that. Fine. What you need to do. Before you go to bed every day, make a list of the top 5 things you need to get done the next day. So it might be write an ad, run the ad, put something into active campaign, an email or something. The 5 things you need to do, and then arrange them in the order of their priority. So the most important one is first, the second most important one is second, the third most important one is third, and so on. And then when you get up the next morning, instead of doing what most people do, is sit at the desk and go, what should I do now then? You know, you start work on the first thing on your list and you stick with it until either you've completed it or you genuinely can't go any further. So it might be me. It might be you. Say you're running some LinkedIn ads for us, and you say I can't do it now because John hasn't sent me the copy for the ads yet. Okay, I'll stop. In which case I go to number 2 on the list, and you keep saying number 2. You work on it until it's done, or you can't go any further, and you keep going like that until you've got all 5 done. Now, some days you might get all 5 done and have time to do something else. Some days you might only get 1 done. Sometimes you might not even get 1 done. But the point is, you're approaching those tasks in a logical order, predicated on how important they are. You know they're taking you towards your goal, because you need to speak to 5 people to get 1 bathroom every 2 weeks, to sell 25 bathrooms in a year to make 100K. You need to have these conversations with these people, and you know that taking these actions is what gets you there. That I've just given these guys, anyone listening to this, I've just given you the fucking blueprint for £1 million business easily. 100K profit, that's on a 10% fucking profit. You know, how difficult is this? It is that simple. It really is. What's not easy is letting go of all this fucking nonsense in your head and letting it happen.
And discipline.
Oh, it does take discipline, yeah. The discipline of not giving in to emotion about this. Oh, there's a thread on our Facebook group for our foundation's mastermind where one of our members was due to attend a meeting with a client, and the client was supposed to have paid their bill, paid the first invoice in advance, and they hadn't, so she cancelled it. And then she was wondering, second guessing herself, did I do the right thing? Absolutely, she did. Because if she didn't, she's working for free in the hope of being paid. Now, the company came back and said, oh, we pay invoices at the end of the month on our regular invoice run. That's fine. In which case, I start working with you at the end of the month when you've paid my invoice. That's perfectly legitimate. Or say, well, that might be your way of working, but it's not mine. And this is the important thing. They agreed to her payment schedule in their contract. Don't pay, don't play. Well, that kind of thing is quite an emotional thing. That's why she posted, because she was second guessing herself. For me, it's just, that's my rule. I do not work for free. And until I've got cleared funds in my bank account, you don't get on the phone. I don't put pen to paper, nothing. You don't get anything.
With we've spoke about rules in so much depth. If you're struggling with that sort of thing, I recommend you just scroll through and listen to one of the several podcasts we've done about rules. I just wanted to carry on the conversation that you started around planning. What was it? Verbatim, a guaranteed foolproof daily plan. I heard you go through that spiel when I believe I was 19 years of age. And ever since then, I haven't found a planning system that works better for me than essentially that. What I do now is I have a continuous stack of Post-it notes, one on top of the other. Every day in the morning, quick journal, quick review of the day, quick planning. I then review all of the tasks that are on my Post-it note stack. Some of them are left over from yesterday. I have them all spread out. I write the new Post-it notes out, then re-stick them back together in order of priority, one thing at a time. And when it's done, rip it off, scrunch it up, throw it in the bin. And John will say, well, it's clearly not fucking working because apparently I do no work for this company, to which I will respond, fuck John. These Post-it notes are almost as bright as his t-shirt. But it works. If you're struggling with focus, just follow that simple plan. It really works. If you like the visual aid, just a stack of Post-it notes made the world a difference to me.
I mean, credit where it's
as you
due,
said, guaranteed.
I credit where it's due. I got that method of doing it from an Earl Nightingale CD, and he himself got it from a story told by, I'm thinking Dale Carnegie, but I could be wrong there. But it's basically a fairly big steel manufacturer in the US who hired an outside consultant to help him get his fucking business back on track. And the guy came in and gave him that very plan, almost verbatim. List of 5 things, night before, order it in listed priority, start a number 1 the next day, etc., etc. And the guy said, try it for 6 months and then send me a check for whatever it's worth. It's been worth to you. And the guy sent him an enormous check and says, basically, this has saved our multi-billion-dollar steelwork business, you know. So make of it what you will. But of course, people listening to this will have their own opinions on things, will have convinced themselves it won't possibly work. And will come back in a little while and tell us, oh, no, that didn't work. Did you do it? Well, no, but it's obvious it wasn't going to work because you're a fucking moron, yes. So, and don't even get me fucking started on people who say their opinions should be respected.
They should be.
Fuck off.
We're all human, John.
I'm thinking specifically about religion here, but it's just true about all things.
We're all human, John. You know, your opinion is no more valid than mine.
It's just your opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. So anyway, 1 minute hate. Get me started. Wind me up. Let me go.
It's the plan, Batman. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, let's start with fucking religion. People say it's a religious belief. You must respect their opinions. No, and 3 times fucking no. An opinion is just that. It is just your view, your thought of how the world might fit together and how it should be. People say my religion is sacrosanct in some way and gets special treatment because it's my religion. Bollocks! Your religion might be the religion that's allowing priests to fuck little children and then get away with it for decades. Yeah? Fucking priests, the dirty bastards, go around raping children, and that's just a reflection of their different view of the world, is it? We should respect that bollocks, should we? We should respect religion that says women are second-class citizens and should be church where they're fucking menstruating. No, and 3 times fucking no. Your opinion is just that. It is not worthy of respect. You are worthy of respect as a human being. You are entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to your own fucking facts. And your opinion, especially when it's in contravention of those facts, is not worthy of respect. It is bullshit. Yes,
and
that's why I ran. On that note.
Oh, I can hear you again. It did the same thing. It switched over to my iPad when it was done.
I thought it would.
Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot for not disabling the...
Seriously, religion is poisonous.
Yes.
I reckon the human race will be far happier the minute religion is consigned to the fucking U-bend of history where it belongs. I mean all religions there. I'm not talking about Christianity or Islam or anything else. I'm talking about all religions are bullshit. No religion can pass the simple 2-word test. And that is, prove it. Oh, you've got to have faith. Well, fuck it. I don't know. It's faith.
It's like a fucking
what
disco song. Gotta have the faith, the faith, the faith.
Wasn't that George Michael?
Yeah, it's a disco song, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't go to fucking discos, do I?
Discoteca, discoteca.
Apparently, I saw this on LinkedIn today and I just blocked the woman because I couldn't bear the stupid. She set herself up as some kind of fucking anti-COVID crusader. I don't mean as in anti-COVID against the disease, in anti-COVID against the fucking conspiracy. She wants people to wake up.
So, John, we need to be wrapping this up because you've got to go too. We could go on all day about that.
Yeah.
And
Fine. You want to talk to me? Fine. No, fine.
I do want to add a quick disclaimer before we wrap up.
Fine.
We don't hate religious people. We hate religion.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's very clear about that. Religious people, some are okay, some are not. Same as everyone else.
Yeah.
Religion itself, I despise and detest it.
Me too. The only time we have problems with religious people is when they try and peddle what we believe to be crap upon us.
Oh, well, hang on, look, religion to me is if your religion says you can't wear shoes on a Sunday, fine, don't wear shoes on a Sunday. When your religion says then you can't wear shoes on a Sunday either, that's when I have a fucking big problem with it. You know?
Yeah.
My religion says I can't have sex with a man. Fine, don't have sex with a man then. When you start telling me what I can do, my own arsehole, my own dick, you know, I don't think so somehow. It's no. Your religion, your rules, my life, my rules. Fuck off, pisshead. Right.
And on that note,
so if you want to attract better clients, sell them at higher fees and higher rates, fees and prices, have them delivered to you in an internal pipeline which is self-filled and replenished by systems working in the background, hands off on autopilot, then I suggest you go to ottpodcast.co.uk and get yourself the free resources. I'll add, this is not just about higher prices. This is not just about better clients. This is about a solid and robust business you will need going forwards when the gluts of contractors and tradesmen hits the market because of the recession, and you've suddenly got a load of people at 120 quid a day making more money than ever made before, but way below the rates you need to keep your business afloat. Okay, you're making hay while the sun shines right now, but trust me, there are clouds on the horizon. There always are. These things always go in cycles. If you do not prepare for the downside now, it will get you. I promise you. So just bear in mind that, you know, if you're doing well now, it won't last. So this is a really good time to get things done. So you want to make more money, less hassle, and fewer headaches. You know what to do. In the meantime, stay safe, stay hard, wash your hands. Please do not expect me to subscribe to your bullshit religion. And do not shit on your fingers. Goodbye.
Bye.